Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and I want to go ahead and shout out everybody and their mama who sent me this story. I've been getting sent this story all week, so I don't even know who to choose, so all y'all get a shout out. So basically, if you guys have not heard, there's been so much controversy brewing over the whole Barneys situation. There was a 19-year-old male who was 18 at the time. His name is Christian, and basically he had saved up $350 to go get a Ferragamo belt, the same one worn by Jules Santana. So he went into Barneys to go purchase this belt, and he was later apprehended by undercover police, basically saying that his debit card was fraudulent and he had to have stolen the debit card. They didn't believe that it was his own money and his own card that was in his name. They took him down to the police station, questioned him, and it later came on that it was his card and it was his money. So now he's suing Barneys. So soon after this story came out, a 21-year-old girl named Kayla Phillips, who is a nursing student, came out to state that a few months ago, she received the same treatment. She got $2,500 back in her IRS refund, and she decided to take the whole $2,500 and go buy a $2,500 purse from Barneys. It was like a Celine purse or something like that. So she goes in to buy the purse, and she's followed in the store, and they were questioning her about her purchase, and they made her feel extremely uncomfortable. So now she's filing a lawsuit as well. I'm going to go ahead and play you guys a news clip, and then I will come back with the rest of my commentary.
A second person has come forward, and as you can see is now front page news. It says busted here on the Daily News, stopped by 4 cops after buying a $2,500 bag at Barneys, New York. And that's where we are now on Madison Avenue in Midtown. This woman came forward just right after a young man says he was also stopped after making a pricey purchase at the Midtown department store. So as you saw, it's headline news this morning. 21-year-old Kayla Phillips says cops surrounded her back in February after she bought that bag, that designer bag from Barneys. The Brooklyn nursing student came forward after news broke of a very similar story involving an African-American teenager. Christian purchased a $348 Ferragamo belt there in April. Then 18 years old, he says he saved up to buy it, but once outside of the store, he was stopped by undercover cops. His lawyer talked about the incident with Pix 11.
Everything went well until he went outside, walked about a block, and 2 undercover police officers pulled him over, basically up against the building, and said to him, "We got a call from Barneys, and Barneys telling me that you have a fraudulent debit card from Chase."
Okay, so Christian has decided, or he did file a lawsuit against the NYPD and Barneys, New York, and also the young woman. She has reportedly decided to file a lawsuit against them as well. We're live in Midtown. Allison Caton, Pix 11 News.
Okay, so you guys just watched the news clip. So now, if that's not enough controversy, there's a young man in Brooklyn named Derek Bowers who has started an online petition. And the online petition is going towards Jay-Z. So if you guys are not aware, Jay-Z has a new clothing line that's coming out that's going to be specifically sold at Barneys department store. Here's a picture of the lovely clothing line right here. So the clothes are going to be sold at Barneys, and people are saying that Jay-Z needs to sever all ties with Barneys because of the racial profiling that's been going on towards not only these two, but other Africans and other African-American people. So this is really, really interesting. It has over 4,000 signatures. A lot of people on Twitter were going in on Jay-Z, telling him that he needs to step up and he needs to do something. So this is my opinion on the whole story. A lot of things bother me with this story. Number one being the whole racial profiling thing. I, too, have been racially profiled when I've gone into stores. People have assumed that, because I'm young and I'm black, I'm most likely going to steal something. So I've been there, done that. But another thing that bothers me with this story is the fact that both of these people are students. The girl is a nursing student. He's a student. Now, I'm not saying that they don't have the right to save up their money and purchase what they want to purchase. That's not what I'm saying, because we all have the right to splurge on ourselves and spoil ourselves every now and then. But I think what people need to take into account is that there's so much consumerism, so much materialism, in the world. And right now, with the economy getting worse, we really need to start focusing on saving our money. We need to really start focusing on trying to budget. Just because you had $2,500 doesn't mean that you have to spend it all at once. And I think that's what a lot of folks need to really learn. And being the fact that she's a nursing student, I think that $2,500 maybe should have been used towards, possibly next semester's tuition, books, something that's going to help her in the future. Because the bag, at the end of the day, it's just a bag. It's no different from a $20 bag that you could buy at Target. It's nicer, some type of status, but at the end of the day, it's a $2,500 bag. Can the bag take you to and from school? Can the bag put gas in your car? No, it can't. You know, so I just think that people need to be a little bit more mindful of the things that they purchase. I'm not making any excuses for the racism that they went through, so don't come at me like that. I'm not making any excuses, but what I am saying is that sometimes we, especially as young people, especially as young minorities, we need to be more mindful on what we spend our money on, because it seems it's to the point now where I feel like a lot of these retailers don't even want black people rocking their stuff. You know, let's be honest. It's like they want black dollars, but they don't want black folks in their stores. They don't want black folks rocking their brand. But I'm not going to lie, I do feel like the money could have been better well spent on something else that would have benefited these two young people in the long run. But do they have a case? They sure damn do. So with that being said, as far as the whole Jay-Z thing, good luck on trying to get Jigga Man to do anything to help benefit the black community. I don't see Jay-Z, Jigga Man, Hov, whatever y'all want to call him, you know, ending his endorsement with Barneys. I just don't see it happening. I don't see Jay-Z ruining a chance at millions of dollars in sales and endorsement just for two people. I just don't see it happening. So if y'all want to sign the petition, I'll put the link to the petition down below. But I doubt Jay-Z will do anything, because at the end of the day, Jay-Z is about consumerism, materialism, and everything else that he brags about in his raps. So why would he change for two people going through some type of struggle? I don't see it happening. I just get tired of people protesting stuff every time that there's a celebrity attached to it. You know, let's protest the issue at hand. Let's petition the racism that affected these two people when they went into Barneys. I don't think this whole situation too much has anything to do with Jay-Z. I think it's more people looking for attention. And I also believe, too, that if we're going to start petitioning this store, we need to petition a whole lot more, because there's a lot of things out here right now that's affecting African Americans, like health care, not being able to get loans, not being able to, you know, get affordable housing, you know, food, everything else. So I think there's a lot more things that we need to petition besides Jay-Z. You know, I just find it funny when people want to put pressure on Jay-Z with his relationship with Barneys, but these same folks won't start a petition to put pressure on the Obama administration to create more jobs, to create affordable housing. We got grocery prices that are just out of control. I think we're going to petition something. Let's petition something that can help all of us and not just go after Jay-Z and his little endorsement deal that he has with Barneys. I think there's a lot more things that are affecting black folks and people of color in America than this whole situation that happened at Barneys. Now, does Barneys deserve to be called out? Yes. Can you petition Barneys if you want to? Yes. But I just think that we shouldn't lose focus on the big picture. And the big picture is not necessarily Jay-Z, but it's just a lot of stuff that's going on in this country. And I just feel like the materialism and the consumerism is definitely getting out of control. And we all need to learn to start saving our money. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's nothing wrong with spoiling yourself every now and then and buying yourself a gift. But if you feel like every time you get a check, you have to go buy the latest handbag, or you got to go buy the latest J's, and you're living paycheck to paycheck, or you're letting bills go just so you can put up a front for other people, then you need to really reevaluate your circumstances. You know, and that's what I find a lot of people do. They're living paycheck to paychecks, but they got all the latest Gucci this and all the latest Gucci that, but then their lights are off, their phone bill is off, they're not able to maintain just their normal standard of living, but they got all the name brand clothing, belts, and purses in the world. You know, and people who are doing that, they need to truly reevaluate the situation. You know, I just think that we need to start saving and penny pinching, because times are getting harder. You know, in a minute, the way these jobs are going, the way the economy's going, ain't nobody going to be able to afford no $2,500 purse or $350 belt. You know, because stuff is getting out of control. And I feel like unless you're gainfully employed and you're making decent money, you're not living paycheck to paycheck, you probably should be saving your money more, as opposed to going out and buying really frivolous things like purses and belts. You know, but again, folks gonna do what they want to do. But on my channel, I'm always gonna preach that people need to save up their money, stack up their money for a rainy day, because shit is gonna hit the fan soon, and you're gonna have to figure out what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that belt is not gonna turn into a generator. That purse is not gonna turn into, you know, a survival kit. You need to start having more priorities and stop worrying so much about, you know, keeping up with the Joneses and the consumerism and the materialism that's just taking over America. So anyways, go ahead, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the entire situation. Do you feel like Jay-Z needs to sever ties with Barneys? And then have you ever been racially profiled when you've gone into a store and went to purchase something? And then how do you feel about these two kids spending so much money on a belt and on a purse? Because a lot of folks are saying that regardless of the situation, they shouldn't have spent that much on either item. So let me know your thoughts on the entire situation. All right, deuces.